Welcome to the Quota podcast. I'm Dylan Fole.
And I'm Gavin Malcolm.
Our guest tonight is Jamar Benjamin.
He is an absolute treat. You guys are going to love this. We get real silly. We talk about a bunch of fun stuff. Talk about dreams, man. This guy's grinding, and we are all real pumped to see what unfolds. We talk about island life. We talk about weird compounds of awesomeness that we want to build for the future. It kind of goes all over, but it is an awesome conversation. Enjoy.
That's what I want.
That's what money's for sure. Just to go do crazy stuff like that.
Man. Yeah, once you get done feeding some kids rice and you go out there and you bang out a V8 and jump something.
Amen to that.
Can you imagine that? My boss right now
Dude,
said,
that's how you deliver the rice, man. You show up, take some kids for like how nuts would that be? Like you go to some
how
like
sad
village,
and
someplace.
happy would that be?
Oh, because they'll never reach that again, right? Like you're just stuck in the middle of like a super underdeveloped country and some dude just shows up, lets you drive around in a Razor for 50 minutes and then
Well, I had a really bad... the visual that I got was much more sad than that. It was like, you know how they have like the salt distributor for the plows and they shoot the salt out the back and like salt the road? I just imagine that. No. I imagine Gavin riding with that with the rice shooting out and the kids are like, please, slow down. I just want rice. Gav's like,
No.
That's where my mind went.
That's hilarious.
It's so bad though.
Dude,
I would recommend that.
He jumps he built a jump over their village and it just shoots.
He's Ken blocking it. He's doing Gymkhana 45. No one gets rice today.
Lunch has been canceled.
Not a single kid was fed.
Oh no! Where did the rice thing come from? That
because it's
say save kids and then you race cars.
Yeah, dude, you go give back and then you go race cars.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of weird creative thoughts, like the salt distributor on the back of the car was how we're getting the rice to the kids. You're actually a really creative person, and you have some amazing artwork. How long have you been doing art?
Oh man, since I was probably 4 years old.
Yeah?
Documented. You know.
Was it like when do you
stuff.
feel like it counted? Like you were like really doing like good art?
4, 5 years old.
No kidding.
Yeah, no exaggeration. My mom's got a picture she kept, which is awesome because my kids draw stuff. I might throw it in trash. I'd say, hey,
you're gonna be super critical.
I'm gonna say, hey man, you're dust.
Do not disgrace my refrigerator with that trash.
You see what I'm putting on the refrigerator? Until you can match that,
yeah,
get out.
I'm gonna tattoo it. I'm gonna make it for real. But I have like a mom has this picture of a. Remember Shape magazine? It was like the women's magazine before they had 50. There was just one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was like issue 95 or something.
Yeah, it was always at like the doctor's office.
Yeah, 1994 or something, and it was a chick. And my mom said I have a picture that is like a replica of that, and the chick has like fingers and like lips and.
That's crazy.
Way more advanced than I would have thought for myself, and I was like, "That's trippy." You see a 5-year-old now, and they're like, "Ah!" But I was like, fat and just like so meticulous, and like, "Oh, let's give her," It was like very, very good. I mean, it's good looking now, like
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a drunk college kid could draw something like that. Like it was very advanced for that age. So I count that for sure.
No,
if it was good, I count it.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't have any artistic.
That's a lie.
Skills, unless it's like I can build woodworking and like metal and stuff, but I don't count that as like
you're like Bob
raw
Vila. What are you talking about?
Power to just
Most
like
creative.
Draw something beautiful. I feel like that's like a different skill.
Bob Vila
different
mixed with Jackass.
Yeah, if Bob Vila had an adrenaline problem, that's me.
He might.
You
don't know Bob Vila.
You don't know his life?
Yeah, I don't.
You know Bob Vila? Get out of here.
You know Bobby like that? He might be a nut. Who's the other guy? I always admired those dudes. Tim Allen. That's what I picture myself as a dad. That's what I think money's for. Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Tim Allen and Jay Leno.
Just have
with
all
Puff
the
Daddy mixed in there somewhere.
Someplace.
Yeah.
Just tucked in.
I'm buying all my kids Jordans.
My kids are going to be little skater punks for sure.
I'm putting my kids in everything. Every cool style that I probably couldn't pull off, kids. Mohawks.
The problem is that you're not going to know what's cool style. What you think is cool style, the kids at the school are...
Valid point.
Yeah.
Like,
bite your tongue.
The brand now that's cool? Like, I think it's Champion is like...
Champion's sick now.
Yeah. It's
Which is...
And it was like Kmart.
Walmart. That was Walmart, Kmart special.
Yeah, it still is.
As soon as Sean Johnson buys it, then now it pops out.
I doubt you're buying. I doubt you're
I just
buying
don't
that
know
at
how
Walmart
they
much.
changed their brand.
You can't get them cheap anymore. I went to a Nordstrom's rack and saw a Champion section, and I said, "This is so ridiculous."
That's
It's like
nuts.
it's like a Faded Glory. Just all of a sudden, just goes like it's going to take one
Faded Glory. That is a deep cut.
Yeah, somebody's going to rock some Faded Glory on stage, and next thing you know, you can't buy it anymore. Walmart's going to sell it to whoever.
Oh my god!
So I went to Nordstrom's and they have Champion, and I said, "This is so funny." But
Yeah.
out of spite, I refused to almost buy it for that markup.
Oh yeah, I'll
sure.
never, ever.
It's just I'm very curious, like who, if there was like one celebrity that decided that, or like somebody
Sure.
took it over that did it, because obviously they.
No, I
they're
bet
doing
you
a
it
great
was
job.
it was probably a video that we didn't watch. It's probably a viral video or
Yeah.
a music video.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like you're never gonna know what's cool in your kid's school.
No,
Also, I feel like
Just,
I'll need mentors that are
you're
young.
too frugal of a guy to just. You're like, yeah, this kid's a year old. They're not gonna remember what kind of shoes they had on. Like you
Now, yeah, I'm telling you, I'm a spender. There are
Yet
are
to see
savers,
this.
there are savers and there are spenders. I can spend some money.
I once called you and you're like, yeah, I'm just rewarding myself with a little bit of DoorDash. You
Yeah, I
rewarded
made
yourself with
$140 that night.
going
Great.
to DoorDash and
Yeah, season of
Can't
life. You know,
picture- yeah.
you make
you're,
you make
I thought you
choices.
were rewarding yourself by ordering DoorDash.
no, he, by
okay.
going DoorDashing. Like he was like, oh man, I was real productive today. I'm gonna go reward myself with another 5 hours of work.
Yeah, cash.
Just outrageous.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll meet
I
the
have no
spender. You're
doubt.
gonna say, "Why does Jamar have a helicopter right now?" And I'm gonna
So
say,
that we can do some
"'Cause."
sick stuff with that
I'm gonna say,
helicopter.
"'Cause."
Dude, helicopter sledding?
Yeah,
Like drop us off on top of a
heli
mountain?
skiing. I've got some
Yeah.
big dreams, but I don't want to have a bunch of minuscule dreams now and stifle the big stuff. If I buy Champion now, I might not get a helicopter. I'm just pushing up
You
my
can't be
helicopter
risking
dreams.
that for champion. No,
No,
way.
it's not worth it.
Faded Glory's not getting in the way
It's
of a
not
heli.
worth
No
it.
way.
You gotta prioritize that stuff. So I will buy some weird
No,
stuff.
that's what we need to do. Is we need to buy up all the Faded Glory and then somehow make that cool, and then
Yeah.
we're the ones
That'd
you gotta
be
come to.
that'd be a fun social experiment. I bet you wouldn't be that. It'd be hard for us. We don't have that much influence, but if we had
Yeah.
someone,
Just one or two
Kylie,
people.
I bet you Kylie Jenner started wearing Champion
Yeah.
because she was fat and pregnant, and she just found somewhere. I don't know, but she has so much influence.
That's
She's like the most
crazy.
influential person in the world right now. Kylie Jenner,
Which is insane.
of all people, Kylie Jenner
Yeah.
has the most pull. So yeah, if we wrap her up in some Faded Glory, I bet you it'll pop off.
Dude.
Yeah, the issue is she probably charges like $80 million to wear one T-shirt.
Well, yeah, because she knows.
Walmart's
like,
got deep pockets.
Yeah, dude.
They got the deepest pockets. I also don't think they would invest in that.
That's so funny.
Oh, Walt. It's a great American success story. I love Walmart and Costco and those companies. I mean, I just read a book about all that. And I was like, dope. These dudes were like 50, 60 years old starting companies. And now
Just making it happen.
way beyond their years. Hustle.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think wasn't Colonel Sanders like 70
yeah,
when
he was super
when
old.
KFC
Yeah, it was-
finally took off?
The Walmart dude was old. Sanders was old. Chick-fil-A guy was pretty old.
It's hilarious
Wendy's
that,
guy
like,
maybe was old.
you hear that story and you're like, wow, how awesome that these like older folks made it happen. And then you hear like Kylie Jenner is the world's most influential person, like worth $1 billion, and you're like, like, dang it.
What does that say about us as a humanity? It's not Kylie's fault. I think it's
No,
us. We put
good
her
for
there.
her. She
hustle for
capitalized
sure.
on it for sure.
We put Kylie up there.
But like that's what's so like it feels like I hear the story of like Dave Watson, what was his name? Whatever, the guy from Wendy's, and it's like, yeah, that guy just like
I like Dave
made
Watson.
it
Whatever his
happen.
name is. Dave
Yeah.
Watson's what we're going to go with.
like yeah, he like made it happen. You're like, wow, way to like stick out your dream, and you're like 50 and you still made it happen, 60, whatever it was, and then it's like, oh, Kylie, like way to be the first woman billionaire, like that's awesome, or the youngest.
Is she?
Yo, yeah. By like such a large margin because of her cosmetics. And I was like,
What a
as soon as I
gangster.
heard that, I like felt dirty, and I was like, oh, I've turned into a hater. I'm just straight up hating
Yeah.
right now.
Can't hate on her. It's just, I don't know if my girls are able to watch that kind of stuff on TV. It's gnarly what the influence, But everyone's
Yeah.
mad at Molly, and everyone gets mad. Everyone's salty over whatever. But
What are you salty about right now? And then we'll move on to
what really grinds my gears and
Yeah.
chaps my buns?
Yeah. What's
Not much.
touching your-
You know
your
what I
bread?
was getting really convicted about? I was hating on Facebook.
Ooh.
Hating, and it's such an easy thing to hate on, and I'm
Yeah.
just like the I don't know, my inner 8th grade, anti-establishment is like, if everyone's doing this, I think it's stupid.
Yeah,
know?
I'm the same way.
Does anyone else have that
That's,
feeling?
that's why I still won't listen to Joe Rogan's podcast.
And it's so good.
Because I'm just like, it's
so good.
I don't even, like, I've not even, like, it's just, I haven't really, like, thoroughly enjoyed any of the clips I've seen from it, but, like, part of it is definitely, like, a huge part of it is, like,
Because everyone keeps saying
it's
it.
way too cool. I can't be on board with this. It's way too cool.
Call it what you want. Joe is. I have never come across a Joe Rogan podcast looking for a Joe Rogan podcast. I put in
Oh, he's
intermittent
so
fasting,
affluent.
and he's like, boom, Joe Rogan. I put in, like heavy squats, boom, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
He's so off
affluent.
into so many different aspects, and he's really big into health and fitness.
Yeah.
So I only like Joe Rogan because he's an MMA guy. I don't know. I don't like his comedy. I never liked anything else. I didn't know his podcast was a thing. But everything I look for now, fitness-wise, Joe Rogan is
Yeah.
like top 10. And I'm
Dude.
like, oh my God, it's great.
Yeah, he's well past, like, 1,500 podcasts or something insane.
It's like 1,200.
He's been going.
1200?
He's been going for a while.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's definitely, he didn't invent podcasting, but because of him is why it's a thing.
Oh, for
Really?
sure, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Again,
You
goes
guys
back
are
to,
right
like,
behind him. You guys are on his coattails.
Yeah, dude.
yeah, we'll get there.
We're up to, like, 2 followers right now, so it's pretty sick.
Yeah, Joe's sad.
Build
you guys
that
are happy.
momentum. Yeah.
You can't put a price
I
on
don't-
joy.
That's kind
I
of
don't
my
think,
thought.
He's got a sad cast. No one wants that.
Yeah,
Sad cast Rogan.
It's so crazy though, like just how quickly someone can build influence. Like, there's a little kid in China that is worth millions of dollars. He's like 6 years old, and he just reviews his
Bitcoin
favorite
money?
toys on YouTube,
It's ridiculous.
and
a lot of
he's
those
worth
kids,
like
yeah.
literally millions of dollars a year. Can you imagine trying to parent a kid worth $3 million?
Oh yeah, he's probably gonna get rid of them soon.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, that's cute, mom. Get outside.
Yeah.
You can come inside
Yeah.
once you've thought about it.
Yeah, we start paying rent. Talk to me.
Yeah,
Peace.
just like
That's what happens to those
mean,
little rich kids, man.
he literally can't.
That's the thing. It's gonna wreck them if you're not the right type of person. I mean, it wrecked everybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rex.
for sure.
From
Wrecked
like
'em.
Bieber to I don't know any other kid.
all of them.
Yeah, any
Macaulay
Mary
Culkin.
Kate, yeah, Macaulay Culkin, Mary Kate, and Ashley.
Yeah.
All those kids, it was a big thing. I mean, kids, remember they were emancipating themselves. The
Yeah.
kids would just like, you divorce your parents legally.
Yeah.
How terrible. But it's
Well-
because parents are getting crazy with the money too.
What's
you know?
hilarious is Dennis Anderson bought a house while
Who's that?
he was still in high school. He's pro BMX rider, like genuinely one of the best of all time. He's so good. But he was like winning X Games, like winning 2 tours, and he had plenty of money, and his parents made him stay at home. So he owned a house for like a year and a half before he could move in.
That's good parenting right there.
Yeah, that's the kind of
You gotta set
that's the-
boundaries for your kids.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. What do you think for kids, when you're wealthy, and what kind of stuff you want to put in your kids?
Well, I feel like-
regardless of how much money you
Yeah.
have, what do you want to set your kids up with or like? Or
I feel like there's so much value in earning something that I would hate to rob kids of that.
Yeah.
Like, I've met so many kids where they just never. Earning it could look different for everyone, but like they've just never had to earn it. Right? Like as a kid, my dad would give me money to if I like needed new bike parts or something, but it was like you have to go build a fence.
yeah,
Like I had to go earn it, like whatever it looked like. Now that was just bike park money because that's what kind of money we had. But like I'm sure if I had like just tens of millions of dollars, it would be like, oh, you want that new car? Like go build a fence, right? Like the
Yeah.
same kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
whatever,
Of like,
yeah.
like the
Go
result.
build me a skate park.
Yeah, exactly. Like the result doesn't matter,
Just
but like
something.
you gotta earn it a little bit because so much self worth comes from that. I feel like that's where you get lost.
huge.
Is like earning a bunch of influence before you have any self worth.
You want kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about this?
Yeah, Papa Foal.
I mean, no, it's a great idea. I think it's going to be very difficult in practice.
Yeah.
Like sitting here in theory, it's easy to say. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
but
they're
I'm not gonna
small
spoil
enough.
my
You just
kids.
tell them kind of what the deal is. You got to start young.
Yeah,
I would
for sure.
imagine really young, and beat them hard. I don't know. But yeah, that's
Well,
I work
what
for
were your
everything.
parents like?
well, it's easy to say when you don't have anything. It wasn't like really like it wasn't like they were pretending. They're like, no, go earn it for real though. Please go to work.
Yeah.
We need you to help.
Yeah.
No,
You got to pull your own.
No, the two takeaways I got from money, I think, have always been I was really blessed in that. Just my grandpa owned a construction company, so he paid me for literally everything. I had chores, but anything that I wanted extra on top of chores, he's like, yeah, go work for it. He would have jobs to make money, and it was like he set me up like an independent contractor. Like, I straighten these nails out, you get $1 per. It was like a lot of money for that age. My mom's like, why are you giving him so much money? And then, but now that I get older, it's like, my mom always said, make sure you know that your time is worth something. So I think a lot of people will work for less, take less. They don't think they're worth anything. They think that, like I was over minimum wage immediately, at my first job. But it forced me into thinking like, all right, so this is minimum. What's maximum wage? And I think everywhere I work, I have tried to, copy that. And I think that people pay you what you think you're worth.
Yeah.
Because I hire guys and I don't hire anybody. I use someone else's money to let guys work for their company.
Yeah.
But if they don't ask for more money, you don't give them more money. Some guys are worth more and they do more, they do extra, and you want to pay them so much more. But some people, if you work for a certain wage, why would you force them more? No owner of any company wants to do that, which is not bad business. It's just like, it's just commerce. It's like, this guy is really happy and satisfied working for $12 an hour. Let's not wreck his boat and give him 15, or give him 15 and he's just so into it. But I don't know.
Yeah. They say that you'll have a financial thermostat your whole life. So if it's set to $50,000 a year, and then all of a sudden you make $80,000 a year, you'll
spend it.
Find a way to be just as broke as when you made 50. You'll change all of your, there's so many stories of people winning the lottery and just blowing it in 2 years.
Or it ruins
and it just
their
ruins
lives.
Everything about them, because they're, like you said, they didn't know what they were worth beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So then once they are worth a bunch, they don't realize.
Yeah, they can't have that money in their pockets.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so funny because everyone hears those stories and then they're like, "Oh, I wouldn't do that."
Oh, you're the exception. We're all the exception.
Oh,
Right.
for sure.
I got a thermostat for sure. I've been in the same cap as far as for an employer. I'm like, yeah, this is perfect for me. This pays the bill. I'm not trying to get the coolest job. So I've even set my own job thermostat. Not my life thermostat, but for a career, for working for someone else. I could care less. And I think that's a lot of people kind of, $100,000.
Yeah.
I'd be rich if I had $100,000. Then make $100,000 and never go past it. Some people, but.
Absolutely.
You can't hire Donald Trump or hire some dude and think he's going to sit there. He's going to figure out a way to make $1 million. He's going to figure out. He's going to be doing some weird stuff. He's going to be asking weird questions. He's going to be putting himself in. People who need that amount of money, they just work different. They're like, I know I should be getting this, and they'll start. I'm watching my boss do it right now. It's trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They put that big old fat price tag on him, and he is just like, he's willing to roll all the phones to his personal phone line. He's willing to wake up in the middle of the night and take phone calls and answer emails and just be. And most people will give a portion of them themselves to that until they reach that point, and then they work harder for it. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, it seems like there's a million ways to make $1 million, and I'm going to choose a different one.
Not the job way.
Yeah,
not a job thermostat way. But yeah, I agree, man. So yeah, I think the money thing in my house was always had to work for extra stuff. Chores were my my gift of chores was I got to live in the house.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I didn't get paid to do normal stuff. Mom's like, oh well, you're going to do this because you live here. But if I needed something, she would have something. You fix a screen or paint something or
something.
There's always
extra
work to be done to make the extra money. I didn't get allowance.
Yeah.
Lunch money and stuff like that. It was very small.
I do remember the big difference growing up for me was my sister was honestly kind of hard to deal with. So she was always not doing well in school and not being well in a social environment. She was always just causing a scene and kind of angry and so because she was so much harder to handle, she was getting we'll give you $40 for an A.
Isn't
just
that
get an
crazy?
A. And then I was just 3 years behind, just crushing straight A's for kindergarten through 8th grade. Just one day they're gonna come to me and just give me all this money because I've been killing it from the start. And then recognizing that's just they have to do that to get her to do anything. But she's like, I'm already doing it, and that was like a weird moment of like, oh, I see what's going on. Like, there's more than one way to make money, and I'm gonna find a different way because I don't want to have to be like such a hard person to deal with.
Yeah,
that's
to make your money.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like that when you go to a restaurant, like if you're working like customer service and people lose their minds and like, well, this comp his meal. I'm like, no, tell them to leave. Like, why don't you comp the nice guy's meal whose food was late and didn't say anything? Like, give that guy a free dessert. Why does the angry guy get anything?
Because like studying business, I'm in a business course right now.
Yeah, what do they say about that? I'm
One,
going to chop those guys in the throat.
especially now with the Yelp and Google review and Facebook and all this, like one angry customer post a bad review and you can lose like there's actual
huge.
numbers, but it's like up to 40 customer you could reach. Well, a real angry customer can reach unlimited amount of people.
Oh,
but
they're
you could,
pissed.
like
Yeah.
average, 6 to 20 people that they read that negative review and they lose that business versus one good review you might get shared one time and you might influence one person to go.
Now that someone's
So
job is to do that.
They'll do anything they can to prevent that negative review, and that's your job as the business owner is you have to prevent that negative review.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy that that's like where we've ended up, right? Like, because it just seems like there's no way that ends well, right? Like, you're just gonna reinforce terrible behavior socially until like everyone's entitled and they know the power they have, and they're
It's
like
the age of the critic.
Because like I've definitely ran into people where that's just how they go through life. Like they go every single meal, they make a point of making a scene and getting something for free or getting this taken care of. Or
Yeah, those people.
just because they know that like the owner's going to bend.
Well, that just sounds like a miserable way to go through life. So
Yeah.
why would you even like?
Can't change
you
it.
know, it's to the restaurant, so they lose what $20 for the cost.
Yeah.
Or
They know
whatever.
this.
I mean,
They
it
know they
sucks,
know
but-
these stats better than us. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I just, like I said, it will never happen. But I feel like there should be money in the budget for good customers and happy
Yeah.
people. People
Oh,
who don't
for sure.
complain.
Well, they have loyalty programs at places.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
But Starbucks probably you get
Oh,
you
yeah.
go 10 times.
That's what they need, more Starbucks.
Dude.
You get. Does
Yeah.
Chipotle have that? I know. At one
Meth.
point it seemed like they would.
I've been
too.
dying for Chipotle.
I had some today.
to do it. I'm a huge fan of Legal Pete's, and I go there at least like twice a week, and I'm just every time I'm like, why is there not like a
Punch card?
30th burrito is for free? I'd still get like 20 free burritos a year. Like, I eat so much Pete's and Chipotle that like if either of those had a rewards program, I
You'd
don't
be
think
getting
I'd
it?
ever eat anywhere else.
No
Like,
way.
last week I probably had 6 burrito bowls.
That's excessive.
So good. I went to Chipotle today and got a burrito bowl. I've probably been there 6 times in my life.
That's crazy to me.
I
And
know.
that's also crazy. You guys are both like on
Yeah, on
either-
two sides of the extremes.
Yeah. I go
It's just
normal
like
and
such a
normal amount.
perfect meal.
It was so good.
Like
Even
it's,
in your 6-pack challenge, I don't know if that's the most perfect meal.
Well,
for
you
your
just
6-pack
get
challenge.
less.
Get a bowl. Just get the bowl.
yeah, you get the
man.
bowl, you get a little less rice, and it's just nothing but protein. Just beans, meat,
Great
some
sauce.
veggies,
So good.
bunch of lettuce. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You just skip the cheese. It's
Yeah.
literally like no different than if I was at the house and just made like a bunch of cauliflower rice and threw some sweet potato and meat in there. It's basically the exact same thing.
You could meal prep those bowls and probably just make a
I do.
big, huge thing and wrap those suckers every day.
I do.
Definitely Chipotle tastes better than.
It tastes a lot better
The
from
meal prep,
Chipotle.
for sure. Absolutely.
Well, I feel like speaking of meal prepping, you do a lot of meal prepping. I'm picturing you being able to genuinely, like, your favorite thing would just be you could go to the store and there was just like this brown paste and it just said nutrients and it just gave you your day's worth of nutrients.
They have that.
And it had no taste, but it was just cheap. I feel like you would never eat anything other than
Right
that.
now, man, what's it taste like? I feel like I do that, but it tastes pretty gangster. I'm pretty dialed in on food per pound.
Yeah.
Chicken and spinach and quinoa, bulk, so cheap, so fast to make, tastes awesome. So I don't know if I would trade that in to save an extra couple cents to eat doo-doo paste.
Trademark.
Because there's a market for that. There's a huge market for that. They're all nerdy tech guys, and they have put together these shakes that is like, they're on like the 1 meal a day program. They rather program computers than worry about they want to be robots. So like they don't want to worry about like the human activities of eating and drinking. It's like way, below them. So they have this stuff. It's called like, I looked it up.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's like it's
It's
a
just
drink.
literally like what I'm describing.
It's
just
like a thick
shake
protein powder shake, and the kid's making it. It's an awesome idea because he's put together all the building blocks. He's very scientific, but I don't know if I want to drink science milkshakes every day for the rest of my life.
No.
I like eating food. I've been fasting a lot thanks to Joe Rogan. Yeah, none. I think I'm limited, and I'm done as soon as this whole not spending money thing is going down.
So once this phase of life is out, you're just gonna go nuts.
I had a food Instagram.
What?
Yeah, called Blackie Flay.
You're joking.
Yeah, it was me making steaks and barbecuing every night to like classic rock, and I'd have cocktail mixers, and you have no idea, man. I don't know what you think
Yeah,
this is.
dude. I feel like I just met you in this weird season of life.
Yeah, it's called Making Decisions for My Future, and before, I did not care.
Dude.
Before, I did not care. Came home every night, and I painted, and I drank whiskey, and I smoked hookah, and I made astronomically crazy food pairings. I would have wine pairings. Oh, my God.
Dude, I'm
I'm
gonna
a cook,
definitely
man.
go on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah,
and-
lamb and ribeye, and good grief,
Jeez.
dude. Blackie Flay was going hard every night.
Yeah, where can we get Blackie Flay over to the house and we can film a
You know
an
how much
episode of
money I
Joint
was
Quota?
spending on groceries?
Oh, I can't even
I
imagine.
sat down and did a budget, and that's when Blackie Flay left the building.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dude, food is outrageous. I just spent like $70 for some groceries.
That's where people's budgets are going crazy. You sit
And
down
it's
with
all like
people.
reasonable stuff too. Like, literally just bought raw meat and some vegetables to mix with it, and like a jar of
Yeah.
peanut butter and a thing of seltzer water. I was like, jeez, how's this
Yeah, no.
happening?
To really save money on groceries, and like I said, you're not eating stuff that I think chicken is like way cheaper. Chicken, pork, couple choice veggies. You limit your sauces, but if you start shopping for like flavor and like things you want to actually eat, oh man, I could spend some money. And I've done some crazy budgets.
I'm gonna just
and it's
give you
food.
some money so that you can come cook for us one day because I want to meet Blackie Flay.
I can
dude.
get you guys big for
I'm
below.
all about it. I'm all about
Yeah,
it.
Blackie Flay. I'm gonna get a chef. Like I'm not cooking anything after a while. I cook for my kids, cook pancakes and sandwiches and stuff, but it'll be a season of personal chef.
Oh, that does sound
Get
great.
some variety.
What is your very favorite thing to cook? Like if you had right now.
Is this date night or what?
Sure.
Is this what I'm gonna make
yeah,
for-
you're taking me for a date.
Taking you for a date?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are about to just have a guys' night out.
Unlimited. Yeah.
You're
Unlimited
you're a,
budget.
you're a fit guy. Unlimited budget. I still wouldn't go crazy. You don't gotta go crazy to make some good stuff. I would keep it simple, man. I'd probably do nice rack of lamb, or some grilled chicken, just some asparagus, some Brussels sprouts, maybe a little balsamic and lemon reduction on those Brussies. Crisp them up on one side, a little Parmesan on top, maybe.
Sounds great.
Sweet potatoes. If we're really getting crazy and loose, man, sweet potato cut in half, butter, brown sugar, walnuts.
Ooh, the walnuts is a good
Yeah,
choice.
Dude, holler at your boy. It'd be so good.
Dude,
Yeah.
we
Goodness.
have to have Blackie Flay over.
For sure.
Yeah, salad,
And
for a
make a
fat
video.
salad with some goat cheese.
Get
Stupid.
serious.
Stupid, yeah. It's a $45 meal right there.
It's not too bad.
Way cheaper than going out.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I still hate going out to like steakhouses and stuff. It's such a waste for me.
Yeah.
When you can cook, it's like you look at stuff, you're like, man, I could make, like when you bake an awesome dessert, and you go somewhere and get like a mediocre dessert, and it's like $20 for something. You're like, this is not even good ingredients. Like you're
Yeah.
critical of it. You're like, it's
I
a convenience you
really-
pay for. You pay for convenience.
I feel you there. I rarely, if I do go out, it's for something I genuinely can't cook.
Same.
Like, or it's
Cold
something
Stone.
that just genuinely tastes so much better than what I can cook.
Yep. Exactly.
Right? Like, I hate going out for burgers. Like,
Really?
every time I'm like, Yeah, because, like, we have bacon
Smash burger.
cheeseburger Fridays at our house, and it's like
And they're great.
every one of those has been as good or better than anything else.
See, I
So
feel that way
why
about
would
everything.
I go out and, like, spend money on something like a burger? That's crazy.
See, I feel that way about any American cuisine. I feel like I don't want to pay that much money for pasta going out, that much money for like steak and protein and stuff. It's like sushi. Those are things on there like ethnic food.
Speaking of sushi, we
sushi
just
and going
had-
out and having all the stuff that like sauces you can't buy. You know,
Dylan's made sushi before.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean,
Was it better
but-
than like getting that?
No,
like,
no, definitely not. Like, there's things that like the burgers that I can make better than most places, but
Yeah.
sushi is not one of those
Exactly.
things,
I think
definitely.
burgers. Yeah. I can't think of anything I really like eating out that much. Honestly, I like house parties.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten into like the smoker game yet, so barbecue, ribs, brisket, pork, like that's one thing that I can't do.
You want that eaten out? Yeah.
Dude, we should make our own smoker. It can't be that hard.
No.
We could, but then it's gonna be fiddly.
You weld?
I want the one that the Traeger that you just like set the temperature, you drop the wood chips in, and then it just comes out perfect. And
The Traeger's so
like,
money.
That's
This
and
thing's
you can
pretty.
get a used one for not that expensive. This summer.
What are we
it's
talking?
Colby's got one in his house. So
Of course he does.
so sick.
Grills up some gator meat.
Everything comes out pink.
That's crazy.
So-
Yeah, you
Good.
got to. Yeah, it's a few $100.
Oh yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, because the amount of effort that goes into making one. Because I worked at a powder coating shop, and we were like powder coating the parts for this guy's smoker, and I was like, dude, there's no way it was worth this. Like the guy's like sandblasting the inside of the stuff, like the barrel to make sure it's clean, and then like having to spend all this money on powder coating and on painting and
For a
like,
smoker?
all the gauges and the thermometers, and like you said, it's kind of finicky, and like welding this whole thing together. I was like, I bet he's got 10, 12 hours into this thing. And if time is really money, like even if you just worked at like $10 an hour, you're still like $120 into this. You could probably get something used for $120.
That's
They're
made
a little more
perfectly.
they're a little more than that, but it's still like it comes down to how often you want to use it. Like if it's as easy as just setting the temperature you want, making sure it has the pellets,
Yeah.
you could use it several times a week. Versus if you're, you got to figure out how to light the wood and get it to
Yeah.
smoke right. And I
You're
don't-
never
I
gonna
don't even know
touch
how
that
you do
thing.
Yeah, it'd be like a once a year.
Nicole's parents
Situation.
smoke food every night. They use a Traeger like every other night.
No
And
kidding.
it's delicious. Racks of ribs, like you said, it's like a microwave to them. They go out there at dinner, let's go crank that sucker up, and
Oh, see, I'm real on board with this. That sounds
so
awesome.
good,
Yeah.
so bomb, so fire.
Speaking of
When
Nicole,
you're a dad, that's what you do.
she gets back super soon. For those who don't know,
She go.
Jamar's awesome girlfriend is out in Thailand, Nicole.
So
She's absolutely killing it out there, being a teacher, being her best self, living her best life.
Her best
and she
life.
gets back to the
Doing the
States in
most.
16 days. She's
She's
been
been
gone
gone
for a
for what?
whole year.
10 months.
And what is that like? Speaking of like joy quota, like I can't even imagine how pumped you are. I get pumped for cheat day at the end of the week, and I've just missed sugar for 6 days. I can't imagine like long distancing it for so long. And then
I've never watched a countdown so intently in my life.
Yeah, it's just while you're sleeping, it's still just playing in your
I've
mind.
never cared about a countdown. I don't think ever. It's going to be sweet, man. It's just whole life is different after that. I'm really excited for her to meet my mom. They're already like their own little thing going on now, and
Oh yeah,
Florida will be cool. It's like I get to sneak in a vacation
I'm bummed we
for the first time in
don't
4
get to join
years.
you.
Just gonna throw it in there. I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped for the future. I'm pumped for
Yeah.
get back to the U.S. of A. Good grief. It's like having an imaginary girlfriend for a long time.
Did you ever go out there or no?
No.
Really?
Nah.
I mean,
Not to Thailand.
Nope.
Man.
There
Not
was
yet.
a moment where we thought Nicole was gonna come back to the States,
Yeah,
but
that
it
was a
turns
lie.
out it was all a lie.
It's a huge,
It was all
massive
a
lie.
None of us,
A massive lie.
thought that.
Oh, I thought
Only
that.
one of us
Yeah.
in this room thought that.
Because the gist of the story is Jamar and Nicole were gonna like come back and get married here in the States, and so I thought it was their wedding, but it turned out to
was
be
you.
for me. It was sick. That was really the only bummer of that whole wedding.
much
is
more
that she
cool was
wasn't
that?
there. Oh, I mean, the whole weekend I was just talking about how jealous I was of you. But I'm just jealous of you in general. You got 10 times the swag.
You and Nicole are
than
so
anyone.
funny because Nicole said, he's going to be so sad that I'm not really there.
We're so self-absorbed. I'm getting in shape
Of
again,
all the
and I
things
can.
that are going on with you and your new wife and your bride and the surprise, Nicole's like, yeah, he's going to be really mad that I'm not there.
I was like, what? Like, I was genuinely so pumped to see her. Yeah.
I know. You guys are
We're-
so funny.
One is hilarious because, like, I'm getting back in shape again, and I'm like 3 weeks into it, and I can kind of notice, and I cannot stop looking at reflective surfaces. I'm so self-absorbed. I'm already so ashamed of the person that this is. I gotta find a way
Can you
past it.
handle a six-pack when you get one?
There's no.
No,
It's
no.
going to be like winning the lottery. It's going to be like Evan's not the same guy anymore.
Oh, for sure. Like, I really, truly, I just want to beat Sam
And
to
then
a six-pack
get
and then
rid of
immediately
it?
come back to like a two-pack. I just want to be in shape and athletic. I cannot handle the responsibility of being attractive.
You would have a shirt off right now.
Oh, yeah. There's a hilarious story of
So
me
tan.
coming back from Mexico. I've been tan, and I was in the best shape of my whole life, and I had the six-pack, and I'm all pumped, and I had the long hair, the flow's going, and my friends JT and Kim picked me up from the airport, and for like 40 minutes, I just told them how good-looking I was. Like, all the way back to my house, I was just like, you guys, do you see how tan I am right now? Like, God, I'm good-looking. Just like, couldn't stop. And like, looking back, I'm just like, oh, I'm going to be that guy. I just can't handle the
Right,
responsibility.
you're going to Mexico in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know for a fact. I'm just gonna, yeah.
Man, I've been there. That was the old me too.
Dude, you're still
I
shredded.
never wore a shirt though.
Yeah, that's because literally that extra millimeter of fabric and you couldn't get through a door. You were so jacked.
I was just so vain.
It's so sad, but yeah.
I was just not about the whole shirt thing, man. I was just
Well, yeah, because you lived in the islands for a while. Tell us about that.
yeah. It's awesome. So pretty out there.
Which island were you on?
St. Thomas, St. John. So I flew into the first place I lived was St. John. Lived there for 6 months. Caused a ruckus. It was a rough place to start. Well, it's like you don't know the culture. I didn't know they were black till I landed. You know, I thought they were like shooting blow darts and eating monkeys and stuff. It's U.S. It's very U.S. territory. It's you don't need a passport to go to St. Thomas. They're very chill. They're Rastas. They're awesome.
Yeah.
But it was
So this was not like New Guinea or.
no, it was like Planet of the Apes when the end of the movie where like all the cops are like gorillas and they're like, oh no. I went there and it was like all the cops were black and I was like, what? And it was like, I went from Florida to there and it was
Yeah.
like everything was different. Like everybody who had like an authority was black. Like everyone who was like, had a badge or a uniform or something like that. And I was just
Wow.
like such a twist from coming from the South because it was like the exact flip. There's a handful of white people and they thought they were all silly because they're all tourists.
Yeah.
But other than that, I went to St. John, which is so Rockefeller bought up 75% of St. John and you cannot develop it. So it will forever be very
that's
rural.
awesome.
Yeah, it's so sick. It's why it'll always be, fantastic. The only thing that's kind of bad is that most of the land has been taken from the 25% has been sold off to people from the States.
Yeah.
Because it's such a prime location. It's really hard for people who have that land in their families to keep it because the prices are so high and people are like, well,
Yeah.
I can make $40 million or I can stay here and hold on to my patch of land. And so slowly people are leaving. So that's only the kind of sad part. Other than that, the whole place is like if you put in St. Thomas or Virgin Islands a wallpaper, 80% is coming from St. John. So I lived there the
Okay.
first 6 months. I didn't realize that all their water came from like rain capture. And
Whoa.
water is really, really hard to get there. Power is really expensive down there. So the first week I was there, I was staying in this guy's house with his aunt and his uncle, and I left the toilet running for like a day and drained like 300 gallons of water.
Oh.
It's like week one.
Oh.
Welcome. To our house.
Welcome to
Oh, dude.
water that we've saved from raindrops. And
That's crazy.
So I had to order water. They ordered a water truck. They didn't charge me. Thankfully I didn't have anything. And I started painting seashells, and that's when I got recruited to go kind of start working in restaurants. But I was painting seashells by the seashore. Had a fat mustache.
What? I want to
I
see.
cleaned boats and waited tables. got
So what
fired
was
from
your
all
plan?
jobs.
You were just like, I'm over the States. I'm gonna.
No, it
Just
was
like,
there was no
straight up?
plan. It was like either potentially go to jail in Florida or
Okay, this is the story. Part of the story I did not know.
yeah. I try and keep that on the wraps, but it was like that was like my real inspiration. Well, my best friend growing up, this gal had been going back and forth to St. Thomas her whole life for summers. Her dad was like a pirate, and like. It sounds funny. Guy had like one leg and could like talk to animals and stuff. He was sick.
I want to meet this guy.
Peg leg Jeff. He's the man. So think about like the coolest white dude in the world. Just how cool you have to be to go to the islands and have so much respect.
Yeah.
Like people know her dad for generations. Like you say like the one leg guy, like, oh Jeff, like they freak
sick.
out. They love that dude. And he was like a boat captain, tour guide. He would snorkel. He would free dive with one leg, and he was just like he drank, he partied a lot. But the island's only 7 miles wide, so you know people. So Jade had those connections going down there. And she had asked me to come down with her for a long time. And I'm like, I'm not following any girl down to the islands. And then I got into some trouble. And I was like, is that job still available down there? I was gone in 2 weeks. I didn't want to risk it. It would not have been pretty. So yeah, I went to the islands and thought I'd be there just for, honestly, I think I was just, who knows? No plan. To answer your question, zero plan.
That's fair.
There was no plan.
But there was a reason. Now we know the reason. And,
yeah. I had waited tables like a handful of times in the States and done some real casual stuff. And this guy saw my sweet mustache and was like, "Hey, you've got potential. Probably grow that thing out even longer."
Yeah, dude. I want to see what you looked like because you were pretty big back then too. You were.
I was actually way smaller.
No, I've seen the photos of you like coming out of the sea like James Bond.
That was not year one.
Your size, but like 300 pounds of. Just linebacker.
That was towards the end of my trip.
Okay.
But year one, I was
that
just
dude with a mustache would be hilarious.
So terrifying. So gross. Yeah.
Okay.
193. Good grief. What a sausage head. Meatball.
Dude, that's so
30
funny.
extra pounds of body weight. Right in the neck. Good grief.
You'll have to send us the photo so we can show it. He literally looks like James Bond, like coming out of the ocean. And he's just like, you can tell he hasn't looked sideways in months because his neck muscles are too big. It's such a great photo.
Just out of breath. Had creatine stuck in my throat. Just the whole nine. That was a great picture, though. Funny picture. How I got that picture was I used to take people off the cruise ship and give them like the local experience. Because I saw a market for that, which is so like I've never been on a cruise. I want to go, but I said, these people go and they pay this money and get on these cruise ships, and then they get off at these docks, and they literally just herd them around doing like the most ridiculous stuff. Here, go get your hair braided, get drunk, come back to the cruise ship. I'm like, you don't see any of the island, like you don't see nothing. Yeah. So I would go and I started doing it with friends, a family. And a good girlfriend of mine from back home said, "Hey, my mom and her sister are going to come into town." So like these are good family friends from Florida that came in on the cruise ship. I picked them up in the Jeep and just took them as far away from the dock as possible. I said, "We have like 5 hours. We can go see the whole island." So we went and took them way across town, showed them all these cliffs and stuff. Got in a bunch of trouble with them. So that picture was taken by like a 60-year-old old white lady. Straight from, she was like a nursery chick from the countries.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I'm like, why is she so zoomed in on me? Like,
dude, you know exactly
the
why.
nicest camera. It's like telescopic lens. Yeah. But just an sweet old lady took that picture.
That's pretty.
She was feeling me.
Yeah, dude.
It was an awesome picture, though.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. I mean, if I come back from Mexico with anything less, I'll be sad.
You'll get one.
One day.
Yeah. What's Mexico? What's in Mexico? A wedding, right?
Yeah, we're going to a wedding. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Oh, my goodness.
Me at a wedding is really like fish in water. Like, I couldn't be in a more appropriate scenario, right? Like, it's just my favorite place to be.
You look so happy at your wedding.
Oh.
If I could look half as happy as you.
Dude, yeah.
I can't even imagine that. Like, I want to see pictures of just Gavin's face.
There's not many places that Gavin isn't happy, I would say.
I've been,
maybe at work. I don't see him at work, but
even then, like, it's actually kind of funny because I don't particularly like my job. Like, it's not what I'm focused on building my life around. Like you said, like, it's there to pay the bills,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
It's a
work
tool.
on getting myself out of that job and doing something far better, which is this Joy Quota brand that we're making.
Yeah,
and,
this is way cool, by the way, guys. This is awesome.
and so
This
yeah,
is
like
phenomenal.
I'll be at work trying to be pissed off, and it lasts for like, it takes so much energy for me to remain pissed all day. Like if I have to do something I don't want to do, or like someone's just frustrating at work, like by the end of the day I cannot help myself. I'm like laughing and joking, and then I'll like remind myself, like, no, you're pissed, and then
It's not
like I'll
worth
be
the
all butthurt
bandwidth.
again. Yeah, it takes way more energy, I feel like, to be angry than it takes to just enjoy things until kind of water off a duck's back.
I love that saying.
Yeah, just
Water for duck's back.
yeah.
Just
So
be chill, you know?
it sounds like you had a pretty fun childhood down in Florida. I'd love to hear some fun stories from just like being a knucklehead down in Florida as a kid.
Well, did we utilize all the St. Thomas stories? Were there any good stories from that before we
Yeah,
get
that's
back
a
to
valid
childhood?
point.
Man.
Keep it a little.
PG or what?
Nah. Go. Tell us some real stories.
There's nothing glamorized about being down there. It's kind of like camping for life. It looks really cool. The reason I left is you get to a point where you're not even enjoying how beautiful it is. Probably
Yeah.
time to get out of there. And I remember just driving from west end of the island, and to the right it's called Trunk Bay, and you can look up Trunk Bay, and it's like the wallpaper scenery.
Yeah.
And it was like my every day to work. You just look at it, and I was like, got to one drive where I didn't even look over. Like, you're amazed. Trust me, you're amazed. Like, for the whole 4 or 5 years I was there, I was amazed every day. Like, you're just walking around grabbing fruit out of trees and like you're primal out there.
Yeah.
You turn into an islander. You turn into whatever you got to be. I mean, it's just different. I hitchhiked every single day. It was awesome. But yeah, creature comforts. You don't have AC. Funny stories, man. That was a mess. It was a mess living down there. Every day was getting
So you were there for 4 or 5 years.
hammered, drunk,
Yeah.
and snorkeling with animals, boats. It's hard to even explain because you do literally none of that stuff now. I do none of that. But every day, I mean, it was just like, where can we get in the water? Where can we go cliff jumping? What boat can we hop on? Let's go make some money. Your off day, you're like, how far away can we get to different islands? Hop on a plane. Yeah, you'd make $1,000, and if you come home with $100, you're good. So you can get pretty silly.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure
You can
there's
get pretty silly for $900 when you're 19.
yeah, especially if you made like $1,000 in one sitting, right? Like most
sure.
kids, like you might get a paycheck, but like you've never just gotten like $1,000 for like a day or two's worth of work.
This is the most money I ever made in my life.
Yeah,
Today,
while you're down there.
Absolutely.
Because people go there to spend money. Because I'm sure you weren't getting any money from people who live there. It's all the white people that came down to go.
Yeah, locals
check
don't
out.
tip.
Yeah,
Locals didn't tip at all. They don't, you go to a club or something and you're treated like royalty because you had like waiter clothes on. They knew you had money from the States. They thought you were just like the coolest person ever. But yeah, I mean, I was, making a certain amount and then spending more than that, so I was balling, but it was going backwards. So it's like, you know, I've kept a lot of more money, since then. Funny stories, man. Dude, I can't even think of one funny story that wasn't like totally just involved drugs and.
yeah, like you're just such a different person now, right? Like,
yeah, I rolled around that island with a fanny pack full of drugs for a long time.
that's crazy.
And there were some goofy stories, and I hear them now, and I'm like, ugh. Because all my friends, from, that's why I ditched my Facebook page, because, I mean, literally, we were 18 to 24. I mean, I turned 21 out there, so all my friends from, that weren't from high school are all from St. Thomas. A lot of my friends are from St. Thomas, so they only knew me as fanny pack dude.
Yeah,
They see me now, and they're like, what's going on?
that's pretty rad.
Jesus, yeah. God is good, man. What a
Yeah, a little bit of that
transformation.
BC life. Yeah,
What a transformation. Yeah, I'm just glad I survived. Honestly, you could die out there and no one ever know. No one ever even come look for you in the islands.
yeah. Well, and I feel like
and that worked out well for you in
For my
the reason why
escape,
you went down there.
yes, yeah. So a fugitive. But yeah, people were getting murdered and faces. I mean, like, there's crazy stuff that happens out there. And my goal was just to make money and have as much fun as possible and spend it all.
yeah.
as a 21-year-old kid, I mean,
And I succeeded.
whatever.
Yeah.
Pass with flying colors.
Yeah. I'm absolutely certain of that.
Great tan.
So what brought you to Colorado then? If you came from, did you go straight back to Florida, hang out there for a while?
Nope. So I met a girl towards the end of my trip in St. Thomas. Kind of the reason when I was coming to I might leave. My sister, through marriage, my sister came out here and visited me for a little bit, and she was so I'm like, hey, sister's coming in town, let's get a condo, because like we all live in like these huge rooms. We all have multiple roommates. Everyone's got 5 roommates. No one has a real mattress. It's all air mattresses. You got 7 people in a house. Like you're just living like little village people. It's weird. So I'm like, let's rent a condo and just have it just for my sister. So me and this girl I was talking to, we weren't even dating, got a condo. And it was like the first time I felt air conditioning in 4 years. It was the first time I saw cable. It was just like I stepped back into the States, and I was like, you don't remember what you're missing out until you see it again. But it's so far removed. The only time you get AC is like when you walk into Home Depot for a little bit. Yeah. It's like you walk into like a Costco and you get like a little bit of it, but no one's house has it. Everything's hot. It's hot with fans blowing all over the place. No one's got central AC. So we got this ritzy little condo, and it was just like. It started to really make the wheels turn. So the girl I was there with was going to school at DU for law school. So I went to Idaho. I did opposing seasons. I would do Sun Valley, Idaho in the summertime, and I would go to St. Thomas in the wintertime. Did that twice. And then finally I linked up with this chick, Danielle, and she was like, hey, I live in Colorado now. Come check it out. And I was like, cool. Had no idea what Colorado was all about. Drove here with a gal that Nicole knows, actually, a really, really close friend of Nicole.
That's
drove
nuts.
me out here. It's very funny. So I got out here, and I saw snow, leaves change, the sun, and then snow again like in the same week, and I was like, done, game over. Bought a car. Had a fanny pack full of cash, and I was here for a 2-week vacation. I bought a car and moved in with this chick. And then I was just trying to play like the cool guy, like friends with benefits, live in this house, no commitment. And then my best friend, the girl who got me to St. Thomas, came here, and she was like, you're not dating this girl? She's like, you're a jackass. You're a jerk. And like, I was just like, I respected my best friend. Obviously, I wasn't respecting my girlfriend at the time. So I just dated her just because my best friend called me out. And I was like, I guess I'll date her. And push that out for years, like that was the basis of our relationship. Was I got called out by a chick, and I was dated this girl for years, and then that's how I got to Colorado.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, what a good friend though.
What a fine friend.
We honestly need people in our lives who say that to you, like keep you honest. Like, yeah, I love when because I am just constantly thinking I'm the best. Like you
are the best, man.
I have to just
top
constantly 10. Tell myself how awesome I am. It actually does me a lot of good to have friends who like keep it real honest like that. Like, nah, man, you're a jackass.
Yeah, she's one of those friends.
Yeah.
Jade Parker.
Dude.
Yeah. But what a fine thread to base a relationship off of.
Oh.
You meet people who are married now, and you're like, how'd you meet? Well, I was hammered for 4 years of my life in college. We got together, had a kid, and we're married.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, the lack of thought. Yeah.
It's like how they found the job. How'd you find it? Well, they were hiring, and I was broke, so been here 35 years, It's like zero thought, zero intention behind it, So that was that kind of, and she was really, really cool. She was she was one of my best friends there. I just, for some reason, never wanted to date her. I just wanted to mess around with her, which is terrible, horrible.
Oh, absolutely.
Unspeakable things. Not proud.
But, that's pretty rad, though, that you did end up in Colorado. What were some of the things that you started doing with your time? Like, once you got to Colorado, you obviously had to get, like, a job. Were you still waiting tables and stuff?
Yeah,
no?
You would think this, based on what you know now. You'd think I would just start working, and no. Had a fanny pack full of cash, and I just rode that wave for months because I had the money. I was just buying stuff.
No way.
Yeah. I built a lot of ramps. I built a lot of sleds. I went skateboarding a lot. I souped up my car a lot.
What kind of car?
I had a Isuzu Trooper, a 94.
Dude, I love Isuzus.
A 94
I'm trying
Trooper
to get one
LS.
right now.
It was the most gangster car.
They're so sick.
Yeah. That car was a godsend. But yeah, I was just did whatever I wanted to. Went to Mexico. Traveled, spent all the money. I had a girlfriend. So I was just like, we're booed up. cooking Blackie Flay meals, adopting dogs. I fostered dogs, tons of dogs. Yeah.
Dude.
At her house.
Oh yeah, for sure. She was a dog person. Sweet.
I'm shocked that Allie, Dylan,
Living
and
that
I
life.
haven't snagged a dog yet.
Foster, because you just take him back. You just have him for a little bit and help
No.
let him get adopted and take him right back.
No, that
I'd
would
end up
be-
with that dog.
You think so?
I don't rent
These
a dog.
dogs are
dude.
terrible. There's a reason they're in the foster system.
But then,
then I don't wanna
why
do
do
it.
I would
Yeah.
want that dog? Yeah.
You saved its life from euthanasia.
But in Colorado, it's crazy. The adoption numbers for Colorado are insane.
The euthanasia numbers are high too. They're killing plenty of dogs.
I'm sure, yeah.
Some of these dogs, you're like, this dog needs to go. This dog.
Yeah, sound like a real Cujo.
I had a dog that didn't like Asians that like bit, several people,
What?
neighbors. Yeah,
That's
this dog was a
crazy.
racist.
Just only.
And he was like like a Spitz breed, like a little Chow or something.
Yeah.
Like probably livestock in Korea. And he had a chip on his shoulder. He would walk on two hind legs and scream like a human. And he was and he was like the most beautiful dog. Like we saw him, his name was Buddy, which was like so ironic because I'm like, this guy's a jerk. This guy sucks. And he'd tear up the screens. He would go nuts. We gave him a bunch of weed back in my smoking days. I'd just blow him shotguns because he was so
hyped up.
ramped up. I was like, I can't deal with it. Like, it's not good for me. It's not good for him. Let's
Just
help
gonna
him
mellow
out.
this dog out.
And then one time he started drooling. I felt so bad that we went and took him to the vet and we got him like a doggy CBD. So he would
Okay.
like put it in his a good healthy dose,
Yeah.
not like a bong rip to the face. He sat there and started like doing like the little deal, and then he just like didn't put his leg up to start peeing, and I was just like, I felt so terrible. I was like, no, I did too much. And after that, we took care. But yeah, he bit our neighbors.
That's nuts.
Lived in like a Korean neighborhood. But yeah, he sucked. We finally got a pit bull, though. I mean, you'll get dogs. I mean, after several dogs, you would see why they were in foster care because they would always be like really good. Dogs are cool.
Yeah.
And so a dog would look great and they'd be stellar for like 3 days. Then they'd get comfortable and then you'd be like, oh, this
Yeah.
dog bites faces. Like, it was like you
Yeah.
find like their quirk and then you try and work with them a little bit. And sometimes people would like, you just be really honest and say, hey, this dog, phenomenal dog, couldn't pick
Just
a better dog.
don't live near Asians.
Yeah, get your face out of its face. It'll bite you. Like if you're a kid, it'll kill you. Like
Yeah.
you just tell them, and somebody would have like enough property or no kids. Like, oh, cool, perfect. That's what I
Yeah.
want. I hate kids, and they come grab the dog from you, and you'd save them from that. But we had this one little pit bull who just literally was great, and she was at a kill shelter, and they were going to put her down because she wasn't potty trained. So we got her on 420, and then we put this poor dog in a kennel, and then we all lost our minds because we were living that. 420 life.
Yeah.
And then we came to, and she was still there, and she's got an Instagram page now.
That dog does?
Yeah, Avery the Pit. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I did a sick oil painting of her. She's a great dog. And they were going to kill this dog like the next day. We grabbed her on a Wednesday. Her kill date was like Thursday.
Saving
and
dogs,
I was like, do not give her back. Like she was so good, but she wasn't potty trained. And pit bulls are illegal in Denver, so I think she
Yeah.
had hard getting placed. So we finally got the adoption agency to draft up papers for her. It said she was like a German short-haired pointer.
Yeah.
Red nose.
Yeah. It's so funny, like at all the adoption shelters.
Yeah.
Because I love to just go and like,
Look at them.
yeah, hang
Lab-
out with a
lab
couple
mix.
dogs. And they all say it's mixed.
Yeah.
Right? Like it'll be like it's a pit bull mix, but it's like barely a pit bull. And you look at it and it's just like, no, that's mixed
Pure.
with another pit bull, dude. Like I'm asking it workout advice. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm in a contest. What are you doing to get those lats going?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, she was ripped. She was a great dog, but she's an awesome dog, though.
Yeah.
Wait, so do you still have her?
No, she left with with Danielle. We split up. She
Okay,
took the dog. Yep.
gotcha.
Yep.
dude, Avery the Pit.
Avery
See,
the Pit. Check her out.
I'm just gonna have to spend like 40 minutes on Instagram after this, just documenting, like going back through your life.
Cool dog. Yeah, that was one of the biggest hits to the whole deal. It's because she looked like me.
Yeah.
It was a chocolate pit bull, and it was funny because people were like, "She looks just like you." And I'm like, "I don't know what that's supposed to mean, like racist," But
No, dude, they're talking because you're both yoked.
yeah,
You're still working off that creatine.
she was my
from
daughter.
the island.
She was a good-looking dog.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing these days? Obviously, you're kind of in a grinding season of life, but
Yeah, it's lots of
I feel like
drugs.
that's all the more important to stay focused on filling your joy quota and like keeping the tank full. What are you doing these days while you're kind of working so hard?
Keeping the
for
tank
your
full.
future. What are you doing to make sure you're still like finding joy and keeping yourself up?
Gotta find joy in that stuff. Honestly, it was a really, and I told you about this, but it was a really, really hard thing, man. I kind of looked up and I was feeling kind of poopy for a while, and I think left unchecked, I think if you start to not do the things that fill you up, you're just not yourself, and that was one thing that I got from just seeking counsel and, third-party mentorship and this is what's going on. And, my coach and good buddy of mine's like, dude, go get a skateboard, like go skate somewhere, go paint something. So I've been drawing at the coffee shop and, which is hard because I was so competitive in that realm. I'm not used to not being good at it. So it's like I'm like rusty again. So all the things that really brought me joy, I'm not even good at it anymore. So I'm like, I have to relearn all these things, but it's still fun because, I was very passionate about drawing. Most joy right now, man, outside of drawing, I've been really having some good conversations with people. I find joy not so much in my job or anything, but in work, man. Sitting down with people and just seeing, just the life come back into people and talking people through situations, seeing people, start to take their lives more serious. I like that stuff. I like building relationships now. It's like, it's definitely a mission of mine, to not just get better at building relationships, but to see them through, to watch the transformation in people. I think that is really where I'd find the most joy now. That's like a different level of just, I've been so self-absorbed my whole life, skateboarding, painting, it's all solo. It's all for accolades, like a lot of it, like even though, it's you love it and you're good at it, whatever, but it's cool to someone say, hey man, that was a sick trick, or hey, that was like, it's cool to have a little recording of what you land something, you get like that accomplishment feeling. But if you were just skating and biking by yourself every day, it wouldn't be the same. You kind of have to have someone there to enjoy it with you. So there's that part of it, but I think really just sitting down with young people and young couples, and just hearing, what their dreams and what their goals are and where they want to go in life, and then watching them kind of put together the pieces to get there. I think that has been the most joyful as of late. Yeah, I think nice. I'm big on the dream train right now. Finding dreamers is a passion of mine now. It's like talk to 1,000 people and people are just like, living dream right now, shovel concrete. You're like, oh, really? Cool. And you meet
It's
somebody.
a terrible dream.
Yeah. And then you meet a kid who's just like, I want to, be the mayor of Mars or something. You're like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Space, whatever. Like,
Yeah, I can get behind that. You're excited.
Yeah, a good lofty goal, I think, is just missing so much. And especially if they have a lofty goal and are willing to work to start piecing it together. I think that's a really cool, it's a cool season of life for anybody.
Yeah.
A lot of dreams are lost out there, I feel like.
Yeah, Allie and I spent a lot of time just for the sake of building dreams, right? Like you have to, if you're not dreaming big, it's so easy to just fall into oh man, the dream is next year I'll get that $5 an hour raise, you know? And
that Hyundai.
So we were dreaming on the way back from dinner the other night from Fort Collins all the way to Denver. We just talked about this crazy compound we want to build where us and our friends all have houses on the same plot of land, and then one of the houses is a living space for everyone, so it has a gym, and there's a rock wall in there, and there's all kinds a sauna, and it's just a place where everyone spends a movie theater room, and all this crazy stuff is in this one house that everyone kind of uses and has to spend their life together.
Yeah.
And then the other houses, everyone can kind of make their little house whatever they want it to be. If they want it to be super unique and wooden, or if someone wants something that's crazy modern and I picture Dylan just having the crispest
I want mine candy.
Yeah, everything's super crisp and versus
What's your house gonna look like?
Oh, we have so many awesome plans
treehouse. I picture Gavin in treehouse.
So that was part of the plan. Is there's going to be a racetrack around the whole compound.
Right, that's the most important part. That's the part I care about.
18-car garage.
I don't necessarily care about the inside.
JT's house will probably have all the the garage and the lift and all the tools to work on cars. I'll probably have a SIG wood shop and like there'll be a space with like Allie has like an art studio in our house, and then in the middle will be like a skate park with like a pool, and then coming out of the middle of the yard in between all of the properties is like this giant gazebo that's like 2 or 3 stories high with sweet little rope bridges to each house, so we can all go meet in the middle with like an outdoor kitchen. Yeah,
You should put a price on that, man.
dude. Yeah, we started
Start
like I've already
parting it out and see
started-
what it would cost.
The skate park alone is going to cost a lot for sure.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm going to make a bunch. I don't know how yet, but
You gotta make a
it's
grip.
not exciting. Gotta make a grip. Yeah.
It'll make you closer. I was
But
watching-
also that's why I like the ideas. Like you get 4 couples combined income, you'll get access to things you'd never have trying to do it on your own. Like we weren't meant to do life on our own. Why wouldn't you combine all of your incomes and literally live like it's this little community where like you literally have everything you could ever need. You could bring like you meet some couple that's like down on their luck and like they're just like need a little leg up for 2-3 weeks. Like you have more than ample space to take care of them, or like you want to host like a summer camp to just like give time to Boys and Girls Club or something. Like
wow,
you could host that versus
retreats.
versus like by yourself you would have to be a millionaire 10-20 times over to pull that off. But like you combine 8 grown people's incomes and you're gonna increase your opportunity so much, and the time frame in which it takes to actually like afford some kind of crazy compound like that is vastly different.
Man,
Yeah, I think it's the greatest way.
what does
to go through
JT think
life.
about that?
Dude, we're all in it so far.
Yeah, I'm curious who this 4th couple is.
Dude, yeah. Anyone. I'm picturing you and Nicole just.
Never happened.
But like, well, dude,
She don't even want a roommate. Just no way.
but that's the point. Is like everyone has their own house,
yeah, man. How
but
sick
like
would
you're
that
still
be?
like you have to still be a part of this little community.
Let's just buy a small peninsula, Texas. I don't know, and start there. Start working
I was
our way
I
thinking
don't
up.
want to
like-
live in Texas.
no, I was
it's got to be
picturing-
Colorado.
Colorado
house out here for sure.
That's the one thing I was like. I feel like it'd be so expensive to do it in Colorado versus.
Well, if we're dreaming big,
Where's the land at for this?
where
yeah,
are we
like
gonna-
I'm picturing like anywhere near Denver.
So I'm
Is
not,
there, like-
I'm not against having some property.
I was picturing out
With the
east though. I was
homies.
thinking like out in like Elizabeth or something.
Yeah,
That's a little far. We'll figure it out.
I need to be
Yeah.
at least
Not bad.
half an hour, 40 minutes from Denver. So whatever that radius is.
Yeah, you can maybe get some spot out by like Erie, but even that's going up pretty quick.
Would you
Yeah.
like compound life?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Heck
I'm
yeah,
down.
Yeah, dude,
As long
there's
as
like
it-
zip lines and stuff.
Yeah, right. I want a Ninja Warrior course. We got a pool party. Yeah, I'm totally down.
I think you should put a price on this thing.
Oh yeah, I have so many drawings in our house of me just like sketching out like what I
Helicopter
want the
pad.
skate park to look. Yeah, that's
Helicopter
yeah. You and Nicole can take off in a heli whenever you
Yeah, I
need
was a hot air balloon. After a certain amount of money, you just use hot air balloon for everything.
to. Just go to
Make King
dude,
Supers.
Yeah, that'd be so sick.
Ta-ta.
When I was a kid, I went to a hot air balloon festival over my birthday, and I thought my parents forgot about my birthday. I've always loved surprises, and it was like getting towards the end of the day, and I was like, wow, my whole family, like my family forgot about my birthday. Like, this is insane. I'm 8, but this feels messed up. Like, I can't believe no one here's brought it up. Like, this is insane. I'm 8. I should get a birthday party. Like, that's what you do when you're 8.
And that was the party?
And then, like, I forget what I did. I think I, like, went outside and, like, pouted or was just, like, feeling sorry for myself. And then I walked back into our little motorhome, and they had, like, a cake that my mom and sister had made, and we had, like, a little party in the trailer and watch all the balloons go off. I've always liked surprises.
I want to do a hot air balloon.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Big time. It's hard. It's like a very window. It's like a small window, right?
It's pretty early in the
I'm asking
morning.
Dylan like he knows about hot air balloons.
Yeah,
Like, you
I'm
know,
I'm an expert.
You know the
Yep.
window of it's like
Well,
6 to 6:30 or something.
Yeah,
that
you
can
gotta
fly.
go. You gotta go. I think they start getting ready at like 4 in the morning.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. 'Cause
I knew it was something.
And then sunrise as soon as the sun's up.
Yeah.
It's because of the vectors and the currents.
The heat,
and
the rising heat, and you got to carry the one. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, yeah. Physics.
hypotenuse.
Yeah, there's some hypotenuses and
Pythagoreans.
heat rises. So
Yeah.
that is the.
That's what they
the
say.
physics.
Heat rises. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Heat rises.
Yeah,
An
we are
action movie.
conducting experiments.
Yeah. What? That's my dream.
But that is a very achievable thing. I mean, you pay like $500 and you can
oh, I
fly
doubt
in
it's
a-
500.
I've looked into it.
Oh, there you go.
Base
See?
jump off of one
Dude, yeah.
with a peregrine
That'd be
falcon.
sick.
That's my dreams. Get your
Yeah.
own.
Like a pet peregrine falcon? That,
Yeah.
you
Like I
name?
give him, I give
Falcor?
him nuts and I say, "Let's go." And I jump
Dude,
down.
That's sick.
I
I'm
want
about
to
it.
He's got a Red Bull
Google
helmet
if
on.
it's possible to a Red Bull helmet on the
For sure he does.
with the
Yeah.
blinders or the little bulls.
What's his name? What is your peregrine
His
falcon's
name's
name?
Goose.
Goose.
Yeah,
His name's Goose. Of course.
Fair enough.
of course, yeah.
Why wouldn't it be?
That's so great, dude. Oh man.
I like this dream a lot.
Yeah.
Falconry.
What about you, Dylan? What's like a big dream for you? I mean, I don't think we're ever gonna get to Peregrine Falcon with a custom Red Bull helmet, but
Dude, I'd be happy just base jumping myself, but I love that. I love that idea of peregrine.
it's so hard to get into falconry.
You think you're going fast and they're just playing with you. Like they're just chilling.
Yeah.
They're going half speed.
They go like
crazy.
close to 200, don't
Absolutely. You imagine getting smacked by one of those things full speed?
I
And you're a
think they're
pigeon?
Smarter than that. I don't know.
they? Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
they wouldn't
I don't
smack you,
imagine-
but that's how they hunt. Hey, grab a pigeon like
Oh yeah.
they're in Florida. You hear them hunting.
no way.
And it sounds like a linebacker. It's so sick.
What?
You just watch. You see like a bird flying, and it's just like it's Superman comes down. You hear boom. It's like a very
No
visceral
way.
sound. Oh, it's gnarly. Yeah, they
That's
smack those
sick.
things out of the sky, and you watch them fly down, and then you start to do the dance. I'm gonna eat you. Like,
real?
imagine they're dead way before that happens. I mean, that's a
Oh,
hard
the impact. Yeah.
Spine broken. I mean, they just go to town.
That's
They're
crazy.
gnarly.
Wow, I've never experienced that. I would love to see that.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
So
that
sick.
sounds
It's
awesome.
so cool.
I'm gonna YouTube that.
Peregrine falcons. Yeah, they are gnarly.
That is wild.
That's
What are you
Super
So what are you
cool.
thinking for your dream home?
For my dream home?
And can I come hang out?
I don't really have like the actual home. I don't necessarily have a vision for. I don't really care as long as there's a racetrack and some bike jumps.
Are you a race car
I'm
driver
good.
by trade? What's your story?
My story? No, I like.
Hey, this is
driving.
our podcast. We'll ask the questions here.
We don't. Nobody cares about me.
So interesting.
No, I really like driving. I mean, that's something I think all of us have in common. JT is definitely the most into it.
Really?
But I
Oh, yeah.
like driving fast. Yeah.
See,
Get her done.
I like it,
Shake
but
and
I'm
bake.
just nowhere near as good as Dylan and JT. So like, I've just never even.
You're pretty good though. You're pretty confident behind the wheel
Oh yeah, confident
for a
but,
rookie, for a
But
novice.
like,
You know.
we'll go karting, and it's insane how much faster everyone else is. I'm having the most fun, but they're winning the most. So in a way, they're having the most fun.
I'm very good at not caring, I guess.
Yeah.
You would say, where like I have no regard for safety.
Yeah,
that
which
makes,
makes him quick.
that makes you a real racer.
Yeah,
I've been studying race car drivers, and they're all a little loopy.
yeah.
They're all a little like, we could die, whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna go home today. We'll get home after this. How'd you pick it up? Like family or just you?
Yeah, and like I don't even have like a race car or anything. So nowhere.
Hey, do you respect the rings, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a race car.
That is a goal, is to get some type of fast car.
Yeah.
My car is great for ice racing, but other than that, it's not
A6,
A4.
A4.
But it's
It's
been
fun.
modified somewhat by whoever had it before you, right?
It's a sick
No.
car.
Yeah, thank you.
Pretty slick, man.
It's
It's
fun
awesome.
for snow driving. It's legit.
Yeah.
It's that quattro, man.
planted,
Yeah.
yeah. They just went this morning again.
I take them out all the time. I take the Audi Quattro, the brand new ones out, and I go romping in those things. They're hard to get
What are you
sideways, the
doing?
new ones. My roommate works for Audi, and he
Oh, so he just like
does not
lets you
care.
Borrow
You
the
give him a
Audis.
couple hot ciders, and he's like, "Here's the keys, bud."
Dude,
It's great
invite
for
me
dream
over to your
building.
house sometime.
It's great for dream building. I owe him a
Yeah.
lot. I put him on. I'm trying to find a getaway car. If you guys know anybody, I'm trying to find a rental for our honeymoon. I want to have
Yeah.
a car for like 3 days after.
Dude,
the
just
wedding.
look into Turo.
I've been on tour with all this car. I want something old. I want something either old or really cool. I want something different.
We saw a Jaguar F-Type R. It's like a 600 horsepower car for $160 a day.
There's no way.
Yeah.
On Turo?
On Turo.
I'm on Turo every night.
I literally went and showed it to like
Maybe I was just
5
looking
different
for
groups of people.
classic cars then.
Yeah.
I got one Chevelle.
There's tons of cool stuff on there.
Yeah, I wanted like a classic car with a bench seat, if not some sort of vintage SUV. But yeah, if
There
the
was
car
a
was
sick Land
if the
Rover
car was-
Defender on there,
if the
too.
car was fast. What?
Yeah, like an 80s Defender that
Are
was
you
like
looking
pimped out.
in Colorado's
Yeah,
Turo?
in Denver. It was like $200-something a day.
That's fine.
But it was so sick. It was the most murdered out, like G'd out.
What?
Oh, it's sick.
They're
yeah.
not up right now. I've been looking every night. Maybe they were just cycled through, but I'll keep checking. That's what I
Yeah.
want. I want some sort of sick getaway car.
Yeah. Allie and I are trying to book one for a date night soon. 'Cause it's such a great idea. Like you said, it's so good for dream building. Like,
You got to do that stuff
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm a firm believer in that. I'm sure the house my coach just went and looked at had a regulation-sized baseball diamond.
wow.
Ridiculous. Like, the house is nuts, but it's like you don't go touch that stuff and feel it and feel like you belong there. And like I said, talk about a thermostat. That's the kind of
Yeah.
stuff that I believe increases your thermostat. You get around people who are at a 80, who are at 100. You go touch houses that are at 100. You go get around that stuff. And it makes it really hard to go run around in your Ford Focus all day long,
Yeah.
without thinking about something.
Absolutely.
So I make an effort to go do that and look at nice cars whenever I can and just look at stuff that's tangible, you can touch and feel. But yeah, after my wedding, I just want to have a sick car for a couple days. Don't need to have one. I'm not going to finance one, but I want to put a couple $100 and just drive it around for a while.
Absolutely.
Smell the seats and fart in those seat warmers. Christen that beauty.
See, that's why tour is so great for people that want to rent, the renters, but the
Rentee?
people- yeah, the rentees.
Yeah, you're getting my
it's-
farts in your G-Wagon.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Dude,
Hot seats. That'd be a good YouTube show.
Hot
Call it
seats.
Hot Seats.
you just go around.
Just hot box farts and try to ask questions and not getting dizzy.
Right, this is the after party of the Hot Wings show.
Yeah.
Watch
After
hot ones and hot ones.
slamming all that hot sauce. Just
Hot sauce and protein followed by a locked car
Yeah.
with
Von Miller's shooting out hot rounds. Just
oh my god.
light your mustache on fire.
whoever vomits first loses.
Yeah. You guys, I think we're onto something. This and some Faded Glory. We're on the come up for sure.
Yeah.
Just nothing but none. This is a real think tank.
Good
that we have
mastermind
going
for
on. Yeah.
sure. We could get some stuff going. Yeah. Knock some walls down, expand this room right here.
Yeah.
Feel a lot of farts in this room, man. Really. I'm like soaking with this foam over here. Let's box this place out.
That's
Right,
awesome.
the angles of the foam kind of deflected
It'd be
away from you.
it'd be
So
a terrible show.
Dude. It'd be so
People
funny to
would watch it, though.
I'd
they
watch
would,
it. I'd watch it. Like, look at that guy's face. He's gonna throw up.
Oh, for
The
sure.
garbage they watch now. I mean, that would probably get more views than this. I'll tell you that right now.
Maybe at the start, but
Yeah.
we break late. You know, everybody knows that.
Don't despise humble beginnings. You know.
Yeah. Dude, this is the best thing we've ever done. This is so much fun. It's literally just hanging out with interesting people all day.
Who's after me? Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That story of Kanye, yeah. Because everything I do is dope. Dave Chappelle, someplace on the internet, there's a story of when Dave Chappelle knew Kanye West was going to be a big deal before he had ever, like, blown up or anything.
Yeah.
Someone called Kanye, and, like, that's just, like, how he answered the phone. He's like, yeah, man, because I'm dope as shit, and everything I do is dope. And then just, like, hung up the phone on that person. He's like, that guy's going to be huge. And sure enough,
Look at him.
yeah,
It's come full
Dude.
circle now.
so hilarious. Well,
Pray for Ye.
pray for you.
Pray for Ye.
Oh my gosh. Was there anything else? Like, what's something fun that you've done recently? What's some interesting, fun stuff you've done? Even in, like, the last, like, couple months. It doesn't have to be super
I feel
recent.
like I
but
did something, man. I got such a weird. My memory is so odd.
it's just all you remember.
Nicole
is
has the
DoorDash.
best recall ever.
Yeah.
And she journals everything. She thinks she doesn't have a good. She has the best memory for recall. Me, it's just like if you ask me a question about something that happened, I can pull it up, but I have to be prompted.
Same.
Unprompted questions, I'm like, I don't know. Man.
Yeah, like what did you do yesterday?
I did
I've got
something
nothing.
sick yesterday, probably. I'm just like, I don't know, man. It seemed like a pretty solid day.
Yeah.
I did something fun though.
Well,
Man.
let me ask this: are you hoping to? I know you're drawing again because that's something that fills up the tank. Are you hoping to skate some in the near future?
I would
Get
go
yourself
skating.
a little deck.
I would go skating. I might buy a deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all about that,
I might
dude.
buy a deckaroonie and go skating. I live so close to a skate park now. I'm there all the time.
Which one?
Denver Skate Park. I'm not super close to it. I'm like 8 minutes away. Not far.
Are you still off Santa Fe?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
I hop on.
I guess
north
yeah,
and
it's not that
It's
far.
not far
yeah.
at all. I take my roommate's dog up there sometimes.
I've been going there a bunch lately, which
Yeah.
I never would have, but that was one of my big goals this year is to make sure I ride my bike
Ride
as
more.
much
Let's
as
go
possible.
ride, man.
So-
I'm weird hours though. Like I'm gonna be in there at like 4 a.m. or something. Like
Yeah, you get up way too
I'm
early.
gonna make sure it doesn't impede on anything else that's like productive. I'm gonna make sure it's on the very end of a day or the very beginning. So that might be
Dude, let's
be
do
awesome.
that.
Imagine like I didn't have that willpower when I was young to wake up and go skate at like 4 a.m. But when you're older, you could do it.
Dude,
More
no
fun
way.
than
I couldn't
gym.
do it.
Hard pass.
No.
I try not to do anything dangerous before 10.
Really?
There's been like 1 or 2 times we've ridden our bikes before then, and like I can muscle through it. But
I guess
am
that's
on
true.
high
You want
alert.
to be pretty sharp.
Yeah, you want to be like really in the groove of the day before you're like, let's go drop in on like an 8-foot wall.
You're right.
Well, yeah, like riding 15-foot dirt jumps. There's
Yeah.
consequences to that if you're not.
That's so
feeling
true. I should rethink that. I need wrist guards too.
Dude, I'm
sad
not
would that
gonna
be?
hang out with you if you wear wrist
You go
guards. while
drop
you're
in,
skating.
and bust your wrist up. I'd be so pissed.
Dude, just don't suck.
I don't know if I can do it. Sounds great in theory. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I might stick to flat for a second.
Yeah, dude.
Do some ledge skating.
There you go. Yeah,
Some pretty intense ledge skating.
that's awesome. Well, let's get you a deck and let's make that happen because I'm all about that.
Let's do it. Chieftain.
Chieftain, there you go. Yeah.
Ripping that Chieftain.
Dude, those
board.
decks did seem sick.
They're
Just
so
like that.
sick. They're all sick. You can get a deck at the Arch Supply Store now.
Oh, that's right.
And then you
Mine
do your
just has
own,
blanks, yeah.
do some painting on it.
I used to
Ah.
do all that. It makes them terrible for skating, though.
Yeah, because you don't want to thrash it.
Well, you want the bottom to be like, like factory slick and smooth, and you start painting it, it just makes it sticky.
Dude, but now they make like clear grip tape and stuff, so you could like do something crazy on the deck, like on the top.
I don't know if I want clear grip tape. I like black because you can see where your foot's supposed to go.
Yeah, you can like follow the marks.
Yeah.
See?
I'm all about visual. Like, you got to see, and especially when it rotates, you catch the trick because you know when the black's coming. If it was all clear, I think it would throw me off. You'd probably
can
stomp
see
on the
that,
wrong side of the board.
And then you're not going to see the artwork that good anyway. All right, you paint one, you put it in your house.
Exactly.
put it up, and then you skate
You make a
every
lamp
day.
out of it or something, make a chair out of it.
There you go. That sounds sick. See, now we're back in my realm of
I know.
where I can actually be useful.
So, yeah, hit me up on Pinterest.
Yeah,
Follow me on Pinterest, guys.
J Flav.
Blackie
Do you
Flay.
have an Instagram for your art?
No, nothing.
Oh yeah,
That's a bummer.
I'd love to
You
see
gotta-
some of that.
Yep, not now. Everything's on freeze.
I mean, but if you're still drawing, why not at least put it out there?
So you could get
Not
some
yet,
likes
nothing.
on it. And then
When I get some stuff going, I sold everything. I've never had a problem selling artwork. I sold everything.
That seems like such a good skill. I've had a few friends over the years that are artists. And they're like, yeah, I just like needed some extra cash, so I just sold some quick paintings or like drawings and made a couple extra $100. Just like sold like 5 drawings, spent a couple hours. I'm like, that is so useful. Like, I wish
But
I
it's
could
the
do that.
time. But you talk about like it's like building smokers.
Yeah.
People say that, but it's like, yeah, man, I made $150. Yeah, it took you 13 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You can go pick up an extra shift at Subway and make that money. You know, like I want to draw,
Yeah.
I want to paint and decorate my house. But it really was. It's not like you're selling like I'm not selling Jason Pollock's. But
Yeah,
it's
like
cool.
unless you're selling your paintings
Yeah.
for like thousands or
Yeah.
tens of thousands of dollars, it's really not.
But if it's trash, I mean, I had literally a rows of paintings, and they're all going for like $50-$40. That was pretty cool because like I didn't want them. They were sitting there, and it's just like money, Like that was
Yeah.
cool. But to go through and paint a bunch of new ones now, and to sell them.
Well, then it's back into that.
Not the
like,
season.
It becomes less fun when it's a job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just do it for yourself.
Just keep
enjoy
it a
the-
relaxing hobby.
Yeah.
Just keep it what it needs to be and keep it pure.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
you can still put it on Instagram. So then
If it's sick, I might
like
still
it.
sell it, whatever. But
Yeah.
I start getting asked for commissions and draw me a tattoo, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
When I'm done working, I'll be doing a lot of stuff like that.
I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. My job's in the way right now.
Dude, yeah. You and Allie can have like a combined art space in the compound. It'll be sick.
Keep drafting up the compound idea.
I think it's the most
I think it's got
baller
legs.
idea.
I think it's got
I
legs.
really think like there's 4 friends that did it in Texas. They bought houses all next to each other, and it's a much less elaborate version of it. But like, yeah, why wouldn't you just buy like one giant like 6 or 7 acre lot, and then just have a little short track around the outside, and then just fill the inside with awesome stuff.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
It's the most baller idea. Allie had the best idea. She was like, if we can find a spot that has like a natural rock formation, or like it's it's like next
Some
to a
running
mountain or
water.
something, you literally use the side of the mountain for one of the walls of the house, or if there's like a cliff or something.
I was thinking
So
more
on
like
the-
pool at the bottom and then do an artificial
jump?
waterfall over the rock. And
She
then,
was saying like, so
and then-
literally like you're inside this house, but there's like all this nature inside, and like it's fully sealed off.
I like that.
And then you make that face the rock wall. So it's like a genuinely
A real-
natural.
Alright.
And so it goes like
How
3rd floor
sick.
to 4th floor is just an actual mountain inside of the house. So like you're walking around and you're just like,
You have to get a lot of windows to counter off that dark wall.
yeah, exactly.
Be so sick, though.
Yeah, it's just facing south, so like just all this light comes in.
I'm a
I was like,
fan of
that's
that.
a baller idea.
I used to draw pictures of dream houses when I was young. I got drafts of dream houses with helicopter pads and skate parks inside from middle school, high school.
Heavy Tony Hawk pro skater influence.
All that, man. But I used to want trees coming. I always would draw these trees coming through a house. Like, how sick would that
I've
be?
seen that,
I've seen it too.
and it's super
A
cool.
mature tree, but just like, sealed
It's just-
perfectly. But just like, I want trees in my house.
Oh, the one
Rocks.
I saw, it was just a smaller tree that they always trimmed, but the whole thing was inside. There was like just a bunch of skylights above it, and then just a little patch of real ground in the middle of their living room.
What?
Yeah, it was the sickest thing ever, and it like went up right past their like 2nd floor walkway, like they had a little catwalk, so you could like go be up at like the top of the
That's
tree.
why they have too much money.
Dude, it was a townhome. It was like this small little townhome. I bet it was probably like a $400,000 house. It wasn't
send me
even
a link.
nuts. It was sick.
I
It
want
was
a
the
tree
coolest
room.
thing I've ever seen. I saw it and I was like, what a good idea. Like it made this otherwise kind of uneventful space or like house beyond cool, like beyond
I like that.
valuable, was just having this crazy cool little space.
A natural pond coming through the house.
Yeah. See, guys, we're on to something. Faded Glory, Joy Quota Compound.
Yeah. We should
gonna be
start
sick.
another segment just for dreaming.
Yeah.
What would you guys call it?
Dream catchers.
Copyrighted.
when our fart show takes off. That's
Yeah,
how
and
we'll afford this
yeah,
compound.
exactly.
That's how you'll find
Get
it.
that fart
Yeah.
money, bruh.
Mm.
This is gonna be all salt.
Or fart of the game.
Fardo, yeah.
All the above.
Yeah, that we're really excited.
That's how you
about.
plug Fart of the Game is through the Fart podcast.
Exactly.
Damn, that's not a bad idea as a one-off thing.
You start
like a
flipping it. You
one-off
start
thing.
flipping all these together. You roll them to something.
Yeah.
Something's gonna bite, and you
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you
you
go.
Gary V it. You just smash that. See, who knows what it's gonna be?
Well, sick. Yeah, so we're basically at an hour and a half, and I know you have something to do after this. So we kind of end on the same note every single time, unless there's something specific that you wanted to ask, Dylan.
No.
How fun is this, though? This is so cool.
Oh, it's awesome. We're really enjoying it. Yeah, so we just end on when you think of the word joy, like, or you think of filling the joy quota, really, what memory comes to mind, what moment comes to mind. It doesn't have to be anything special or like a good piece of story. It's just like a fun place to end of like, oh, that's right. That was probably like the most joy I've ever had.
I've ever had or ever seen.
Or just like whatever comes to mind first. Like I said, it doesn't need to be like a good piece of story. It's always kind of interesting to see.
I just think of your wedding the entire day and you shooting projectile tears of joy out of your eyes. Like a cartoon character. Just was just like,
It's a good day.
that was a good day. That was, I think if Joy had a face, it'd be Gavin with a mullet and a mustache. Yeah.
50% of the way there, boys.
Yeah. Most
We're
joy.
very
in my
lucky
life.
that he didn't have a mullet for his wedding.
It was close.
Yeah. Thank goodness for that
almost
black
did.
angel, man.
Dude, yeah, for sure. God was like, your wonderful wife is
Hey,
doing
bro.
such wonderful
You
things
cut
for you.
that off.
I'm going to make you look good. Sit down. Shut up.
Allie was so cool with it too. I'm like, Allie, I could ask him to cut it off. She's like, no, just let him be. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's so
She's
sweet.
almost like bummed I didn't have it
That's
now.
so
She's
sweet
like,
of you.
That would have been such a funny story.
I've been like, Allie, I just tell him that he can't have the mullet. She's like, no, just let him be. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it's awesome. Oh man, you can have a mullet for my wedding for sure. Yeah, man, I think you're the most joyful person. You and Nicole, you're the joy people for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Nicole.
Shout out to Big J.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are fun. I'd say I'm the peace guy. You know.
Yeah.
I'm the peace guy. You guys
Yeah,
can
you're
enjoy
very
people.
grounded and
It's all joy
peaceful.
for me. You know, I'm more about the peace. I'm chasing peace. Yeah, man, joy is when I wake up this morning and eat that leftover sushi. It doesn't have the same weight, I feel like, as it should. Like extra happy.
Well, yeah, it's not the same quantity.
Mm.
You're like, I ate a reasonable amount instead of 120 pieces.
I'll tell you what, Joy, man, that freaking birthday present that Nicole put together for me,
Yeah.
that was probably the most joy I've had in a long time because it just blew my mind. And she woke me up at like 5 a.m., so I thought I was having a hallucination. I thought I was having like a delayed DMT trip from high school or something. I thought I cracked my back weird, and I was just like, who? Why? How do you know them? Oh my God. If I was a crier, I would have cried for that. That was awesome.
Yeah, link to the video here. Because it's a great little video she
Yeah.
put together.
That was the most joyful I've felt in a long time.
Heck
Outside
yeah.
of the birth of my firstborn. Little Pepe. Still in the islands. Just kidding.
The best part is I was, for
No
a
one
second, I was
knows.
like, I don't think he has a kid.
I don't have any kids.
No, not any that you're taking care of.
Terrible.
Uh,
That's what they say.
Dude, thank you so much for joining us. This has been an absolute blast. I've had so much fun.
That was
Likewise, I'm humbled to be here. It was a great mason glass.
Yeah,
I mean, this is so cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.